Hi there, it's Brigit. I am one of the Pilates instructors for Silverfit, and we're back in lockdown again. It's the beginning of November. We're going to do a session that strengthens the muscles around the knees. So this session is very good for if you've got slightly dodgy knees or you want to strengthen your knees, and it's a good general session as well. Okay, so we'll just start off. We'll roll the shoulders a little bit, because we're gonna weight bear a little bit on our arms to start off with. We'll roll the shoulders the other way. And then if you imagine you're holding a massive beach ball and just kind of get some energy here. Suck your belly in a little bit, nice stretch for the spine, and then big circle and place your fingertips behind you. Now we're stretching out the front spine and release. Just give yourself a little shake. Okay, we're going to swivel around. So we're on our forearms. So we're on our forearms. Now, if you don't like this or it's too awkward or jarring, you can actually do this exercise lying on your back. Okay, but if you can manage it, come onto your forearms. You can place your hands, if you want to, underneath your pelvis, and this creates a little bit of a wedge. Okay, and this wedge is useful. It can protect your back. So I'm going to take my jumper off so you can see a little bit better. It's quite cold today. So from here, we don't want to slouch or slump. We want to keep the posture nice and majestic, and we're nice and firm in the abdominals. And you're just going to lift one leg. So lift your right leg. Make sure your abs are working. And as you exhale, press into the ball of the foot. And when you get to the end of the move, just press a little bit more. And then inhale, bring the knee back. Exhale, press. Remember, you can do this just lying on your back if your arms don't like it or your shoulders don't like it. That's 2. Now we can see what's happening in the leg and the knee here. So if you've got any wonky bits or you're out of alignment or the leg's going off in a strange direction, you can correct it because you can see. Okay, and that's 3. I think that's 3. And we'll do another 2. And on the last one, call this 5, we're just going to hold it a couple of seconds and then release. Lovely. Give that leg a little shake. Just give your shoulders a little roll, and then just very gently move your head from side to side. So we might have built up a little bit of tension in the neck there, so just release it out. And then we're going to come back into the same position and we're going to do the other side. I'll just swivel around so you can see it a little bit better. So we're on our forearms, we're not slouching or collapsing, so we want to keep that posture nice and majestic, but try not to pop everything out front. So we're zipped up, and then you're going to lift your left leg this time, make sure the abdominals are responding, and as you exhale, press into the ball of the foot. And that's 5, 4, 3, keep the leg tracking, so you don't want it sort of going in or out, you want to keep it straight ahead of you. I can't talk and keep count, I've lost count again already. Well, let's call that 2, and then this is the last one. Okay, so I think I've done 5 each side. We're just holding it, make sure those abdominals are responding. You can always do a few more if you want to. Okay, and then release out of that. And this time we'll just have a little rock from side to side, and I'll just reposition myself again. So a little rock from side to side. And then we're going to do this variation of a spinal twist. So the head is back on the mat, unless you need to pop it on a little cushion or something. We need to be careful that we're not scrunching around the neck, because this can cause problems in the neck, and actually it can spread into our nerves. So we want to keep the neck nice and long, nice and smooth, and your arms can either be down by your side, or if you want something a little bit more challenging, you could go for a sort of cactus arm or even crucifix if you've got the space. Okay, I'm going to keep it easy today. My arms are going to be down by my side, and as we exhale, we're just going to take a twist, and you're going to lengthen the top leg. And you'll feel this really responding, and we're getting some good thigh workout here. And then we come back, and then we twist over to the other side, and your leg extends whilst you're twisting. Press into the ball of that foot, similar to the last exercise. You don't want the leg buckling. There's a feedback loop between the muscles and the brain here. So if the muscles are not working to their full capacity, the brain thinks that's all they can do. So do it justice. Okay, you're pressing into the ball of that foot. Feel those abdominals respond. Try not to be all tense in the neck and the shoulders. Want to remain relaxed, very zen in the upper body. All the work's been done here. We're going to do one more each side. And just for fun, I'm going to just make it a little bit harder. So I'm bringing my legs off the floor. Obviously, you don't have to do this. It just makes it a bit more challenging. And then we'll release out of that. You can cradle your kneecaps, and we'll just take a couple of gentle knee circles, and then we'll change direction. Okay, so for the next one, we're going to come into, we're going to sit, we're going to be on our seat, and we're going to have long arms, okay? Now again, if you've got any wrist problems or shoulder problems, you could do this lying on your back, but I'm going to demonstrate it from this position. We're not putting loads of weight on our wrists, okay? So, but we're engaged, we're strong. Now we want to work the quads, so these muscles here, the front thigh muscles, but we want to work our core as well. This is Pilates, we always want to work the core. And so we're going to lift the leg, but it's not a fling, okay? We're just engaging the quad, and you feel it's like a draw cord. So you're engaging, and that leg just lifts. And the leg's just lifting a bit because you're engaging the quad and the core, not because you're lifting the leg as such. It's a response. Okay, and we're going to do that again. And that's 2. And 3. I have to soften my elbows a little bit here, because if I keep my arms straight, I'm going to lose my neck in my shoulders. So they're very dodgy there with the posture. Okay, and just a couple more. And I'm just going to hold it at the top. Really go for length. We want to zip up, create that strong trajectory line. Release. Good. Give yourself a little shake. And then we're going to swivel around and do, well, you don't have to swivel around, but I'm going to swivel around so you can see it a little bit better. And do the same thing on the other side. So we're here, and then we're going to inhale, and as you exhale, just squeeze that quad. And then release. And again, so you're feeling this here, and release, and that's another 3. It's quite hard to keep posture here, I'm sure you'll agree, so I'm just resetting myself. 2, and 1. So we'll hold it, we've got all that action. This still leg is also energized, and then release. Good, give the legs a little shake, maybe give them a little bash. Okay, so the next exercise, leg circles, with a little, literally a little twist, okay? So it's a variation of the leg circles. There's loads of ways we can do this, but today we're going to do it like so. So we've got our still leg. So I'm gonna, my left leg is my anchoring leg. I'm going to keep that knee bent, and this leg, the right leg, is going to be my circling leg. Now it's not going to be completely straight, it's going to have a tiny bend in it. Okay, so we're keeping that little bend. It's not that, it's with a little bend, okay? And then the movement is like this. So we're lowering the leg to the point where you feel that you can support it, okay? If it goes too low and it starts to gap in your back, bring the leg back up a little bit. So lower it to that point. And then we create this rotation in the hip. So we've got this active torque in the hip. Watch that opposite hip bone isn't starting to roll over. You want to keep yourself anchored on the floor. And then we take a nice big circle. Whoa, and that's really strong here, okay, in those core abdominals. And we're going to lower. And then we have this motion where we take that external rotation of the hip. And then we bring the leg round. And we'll do one more in that direction. We'll lower, create that action, bring the leg round. That was 3. You can do more if you want to, but we're going to change direction now. So we're going to create the rotation first. So rotate that knee away from the body. strong torque in the hip, using the muscles. We're not just going like that. We want to create lots of action. Okay, and then we circle the leg round. Now, as hard as doing the movement is keeping the rest of yourself still. Okay, and then we rotate out and we take that big circle. It's very strong here. You want to keep the rest of yourself still, so we really isolate and zone in on those muscles. Okay, and a final one that way. Circle it round. And then bring the leg back. Good. Give yourself a shake. And then we'll do the other side, and I'll twizzle around so you can see on the other side. Just have a little sip of my coffee here. Okay, so let's do the other side. So the right foot's on the floor. My left leg is now going to be the moving leg. Again, we don't want to have it completely poker straight, but we don't want it right angle either. We want to keep a little bend. And then we're going to, and watch your neck. Okay, so make sure the neck's nice and long. We're going to lower to that point. Now this leg for me doesn't go quite as low as the other one. So just, use your body awareness to sense the right length and position for you. So we lower and then we go for that external rotation and then we circle it back. Much tighter on this side, I don't know about you all. And then we lower. And then we take that motion, that rotation, circle it round. And then we lower. And make sure there's action in that rotation, so you're feeling that you're doing work. So this is your job here, to make sure that you're activating and doing some work here. Okay, that was 3. We're going to go in the other direction, just check in with my the right angle of bend here. The posture, is that leg okay? Yes, let's go. So we're going to take the rotation first, and then we circle the leg round. And then do that rotation and circle it round. And one more. And circle it round. Okay, so that for me, I had to focus a lot more. Give it a little shake. Now with this exercise, as with quite a few Pilates exercises, if you're just kind of going like that and it's just flingy, you won't feel like you're doing anything. And the reason why you won't feel like you're doing anything is because you're not doing anything. So you have to sometimes make the body work. It's your job sometimes. Some exercises are a bit more rough and ready and a little bit more obvious, and some are more subtle. And it's those subtle ones that, they exercise the body, but they also exercise the brain. Okay, so we're going to come onto our fronts now. Into the prone position. Okay, so we're going to come into the Superman position actually, and we're going to spread our hands and we're going to spread our feet so that they're as wide as the mat. And we just want our heels to be slightly in. Okay, if the heels are flopping out to the side, your bum muscles aren't going to switch on quite as effectively, so just bring those heels slightly in. Okay, and from here, you're going to hover the upper body a little bit. And just as you hover the upper body, which is optional, if it's jarring on your lower back, don't do it. But as you hover the upper body, you want to think about traction in your spine. So we don't want to compress here. So this is really something that we need to be aware of. If you're feeling pinching or compression in your lumbar, lower it, back off, engage your core a little bit more. We need to engage our core in this exercise. So you're going to lengthen your right arm and your left leg, and then you're going to lower with control. And then you're going to lengthen your left arm and your right leg, and you're going to lower with control. And now you're going to lift your right arm and left leg, but you're going to press down with the other arm and the other leg. So you're pressing yourself up, and you come down, and then we go on the other side. Now this pressing yourself to get a bit more height is optional, and you adjust the press. If you're pressing too hard and you're going too high and it starts to pinch, then again, obviously you back off. I'm going to do one more that way, working cross-laterally. And then we release. Just create a hand pillow, shake out your hips a little bit. And now if you felt good in that last exercise, we're going to lift all of it. Okay, and we're here. And then release. Okay, and we'll come into a child's pose. And you can do a wide knee child's pose, it's a little bit more relaxing. Okay, and then when you're ready, we're going to lie on our sides. We're going to do some bicycles. Okay, so with your the lower leg, you can bend it, and we want this is our base of support here, so you can press that thigh into the floor. And then with your other leg, we're going to go for this bicycle action. Okay, now be careful of your shoulders and be careful of your hips. So you don't want to be sort of lolloping around. We'll do 5 of these. This is 2. Try and get your bum, your heel to your bum. Feel those bum muscles working, the thigh muscles, all the leg muscles are working here. And it's, again, make the most of your range of movement. Work the range. Okay, now this is the final one here. And we're going to bring our heel to our bum. And just, without using your arms, just take a note of how far you can get while in that range of motion using your own leg strength. Okay, and we hold it, and now grab hold of your ankle and then just give yourself a little extra stretch in the quads. If you're pinching in your knee, ease off. Okay, if you want something deeper, go for a little tilt, a little pelvic tilt. You get the hip flexor working. Okay, and then release out of that. And we'll do the other side. Okay, so we're pressing that leg down. So your leg is still energized, it's still doing something here. Okay, and you're lifting the top leg, so it's at about hip height, and you want to maintain this height, okay? And then you go for this nice slow-mo pedaling action, working with resistance. And again, you will probably find that one leg is silky smooth, maybe the other leg is a little bit clunky, certainly my case. We're all a little bit asymmetrical, that's just life, okay, but we're trying to iron out the differences in Pilates. And again, just work the range, okay? Try not to do the compensation movements through the upper body like this. You know, you want to keep it really precise. And now we're going to bring our heel to our bum and just hold it for a moment and just kind of make a mental note of how far you can get just using your leg strength. Can you support this range? All these muscles are really working. And then you're going to grab hold of your ankle, and if you can't actually grab hold of your ankle, just improvise with a sock or a dog's lead or whatever you have to hand. And then we release out of that. Give yourself a little shake. Okay, so we're coming into a sitting position, and we're going to go for a V, a wide V shape. Now you could raise your seat, so if you're tight in your hips, you could sit on a block or a thick book or something of that ilk. And we're nice and tall with our posture, and then we're just going to guide your hand towards your foot, and then the other hand towards the other foot. 3, 2, and 1, okay, and we'll hold it here, and then your other arm comes up and over, and then back down to the other leg, and then your other arm comes up and over, and then we're here. You can zap the legs closed, and we're just going to circle the ankles, circle the wrists, change direction. You can't see my feet, but I'm circling my ankles, I can promise you. Okay, and I'll go sideways on again. Okay, and then we're going to travel the hands down towards the feet, and then we're going to reach up. I'll just get this, might be quite difficult to see. My leggings are the same colour as the mat. That might be better. Okay, so hands travel towards the feet and reach up, and again, and reach up, and then we go in the other direction, and throw your arms back, and one more, and throw your arms back, shake it out, shake it out, shake it out. Just come into a comfortable sitting position. We'll place our hands on our knees, and we'll finish off with a couple of sitting cat-cow stretches. So as we exhale, scoop those abs, stretching out your back. Inhale, lengthen through your front spine. exhale, inhale, one more. Okay, we're sitting now nice and tall. You're going to spread your wings, put your palms together and give yourselves a clap. Namaste everybody. See you